Okay, so the Blue Jays come out of the break. Play a pretty solid game overall, but first off, I want to apologize for the late upload. Had a couple sodas last night, got home late. The rest, you guys can try and put two and two together. But first off, and the main thing, the Blue Jays play a complete game as they beat the Detroit Tigers 7-2. Now, the Tigers are not an overall crazy good team. They're 10 games under 500. But you have to beat those type of teams if you're going to battle back. Now, what did we see today? Or last night, or yesterday. Yeah, last night, I guess. But hear me out. We saw Aaron Sanchez throw a very, very good game. 6 innings, 7 hits, 1 run. That run was not earned, and 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and he got the win. He was great. Aaron Sanchez was dynamite. He flirted with danger a couple times, but for the most part, he got out of it. And I'm really happy with him. And the Jays offense, again, it was struggling for a little bit until the 5th inning, where Steve Pearce got ahead in the count 2-0 and drilled the ball to left field, and it gets out of here. And, that's a home run. Usually Blue Jay baseball is home run, home run, home run. I get that. However, Pilar doubles. And then they I forgot who it was now, that grounds out. Pilar moves up to third base. Okay, and with 1 out, Bautista hits a sacrifice fly to center. Pilar comes home. 2-0. It's some small ball, and that's what you do with a lead-off double. Mwah! It's just beautiful. Now in the 5th inning, they get a run back, but, who really cares about that? Because in the top of the 6th, bases loaded, 2 out. We're not sure what Jays club we're going to see with the bases loaded and 2 out, because runners in scoring position, we're not that great. Pilar, full count, really hard battle, and he walks. And he comes in to score, and the Blue Jays lead 3-1. Then we move up to the 7th inning. Blue Jays got to stick to their roots and hit the home run, because Bautista drills his 15th home run to left, and he was ahead 2-1 in the count. Blue Jays lead 4-1, and oh yeah, we ain't done yet. Bases loaded. Bases loaded, 2 out. Russell Martin at the dish. And he, on 4 pitches, takes a walk. And that brings home a run. And the Blue Jays lead 5-1. Or I guess at this point it was, it was still 5-1 at the time. Then Josh Donaldson at the plate. He singles, scoring 2. And the Blue Jays lead 7-1. It ends up being 7-2 on the home run by Austin Romine. Or Andrew Romine, excuse me. He's one of the Yankees. But just a great game. You see some bases loaded walks, some grind out at bats. You see a couple home runs. Then you get an RBI single. You get a sacrifice fly. You get good offense, and it's just all around coming together. Blue Jays only have the 8 hits, but they make those hits count. And it does help when your pitcher is as good as Aaron Sanchez was. And Danny Barnes comes in, does his thing, goes an inning, gives up a hit, strikes out a guy easy. Joe Biagini comes out, has a clean inning of work, and got a strikeout. Much needed inning for Joe. And Beliveau gives up the home run and a couple hits, but, he had a couple strikeouts and ended the ball game, and the Blue Jays win. Just a great, great game overall by the Jays to come out of the All-Star break and throw up a complete good all-around game. Wouldn't have liked the error they made, which caused a run, but it happened. And the Jays didn't make it come back and really, really hurt them, right? But, look, a lot of people still saying to blow it up. Now, I try to be optimistic. Heading into the break after a 19-1 crushing, yeah, that's not fun. But what you did, and what's going to happen right now, is the Jays are on a 10-game road trip right now, starting yesterday. If they can put a 7-3 stretch, or even 6-4, it's okay, but I prefer a 7-3 stretch. You come home, with what would they be? They were 6 games under 500, so they'd only be 2 games under 500 coming back home. That's a solid number, right? And you just got to keep winning games because you play the 3-game set against Detroit, then you go to Boston for a 4-gamer. That, I mean, can we be a different club than the last time we saw Boston? Because last time we saw them, it was a joke. And then after that, you go to Cleveland. So it's not an easy matchup, and then you come home to face Oakland. But it all takes one game at a time. What the Jays did is they beat Justin Verlander, and Aaron Sanchez was dynamite. Now, what are we going to see today? You got the All-Star Michael Fulmer on the mound for the Tigers, and you have Francisco Lariano on the mound for the Jays today. So again, which Jays team are we going to see? Which Francisco Lariano are we going to see? That's the question we have going into this one. But if we can get anything remotely close to yesterday with regards to the offense, and if Lariano can give us at least a solid outing, we might be all right. Now, we have heard rumors about Estrada and Lariano being shopped around. We also heard D. Gordon, and I don't even think I got an update, I think it was today, saying that they weren't even going to try and they weren't even going to move him despite all the interest, right? So it's all interest just to get people fired up, right? But, like I said, today, we got to focus on today. It's a 6:10 first pitch. That's why I'm only doing the one video now. And in the finale tomorrow afternoon, it's Marco Estrada versus Anibal Sanchez. Now, look what this series could do for the Jays. This Jays team could spark their offense, and it could really start clicking heading into that Boston and Cleveland series. What it could also do, it already gave Sanchez some confidence. He was fantastic. Now, with a team struggling hard like Detroit is, can Lariano start to get something figured out and start looking good? Can Marco Estrada? I mean, we know what Estrada can be. We just got to see it. And maybe against a tough team, or like a not-so-great team in Detroit, maybe Estrada can find his way. It's going to be great to see these two maybe, if they can put up some quality starts, hey, we're golden, because then you go into Boston with Stroman on the mound, Jay Happ on the mound, and then Aaron Sanchez, your 3 best pitchers, all with sub-4 ERAs. So it's always you're pretty much going to get a good start from them. So that's what you got to look at. You got to look at from one game to the next, but what we know for sure, the Jays win the opener, and Lariano is facing Fulmer tonight. It is not going to be an easy one, because Fulmer obviously is an all-star, but the Jays got to grind. That's just the way it's got to be, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you're pretty pumped about last night's win, hey, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of the game overall, Aaron Sanchez's performance. Let me know what you think and your expectations for tonight's game, all right? And we'll talk to you guys later. Then, won't be directly after the game. Why? Because I have 2 games, and I was rattled when I saw it was a 6:10 game. I'm like, oh, really? Saturday, it should be an afternoon game. Then I would have got the video out right to you guys. But instead of that, I'm going to be uploading it later tonight, probably about 11 o'clock, maybe even a little bit later. But it will be out for sure tonight, I promise you, all right? So we'll talk to you guys then, hoping to talk about, for 1, a J Series win, and for 2, a 2-0 record out of the All-Star break. That's going to look great. We'll talk to you guys then.